Hi, everyone. I'm Mandy Korpusik, founder and CEO of MealMate. We make diet tracking easy so people can eat more healthy and live their lives to the fullest. I became interested in nutrition when I was diagnosed with celiac disease 22 years ago, and I began working on AI for nutrition during my PhD in computer science at MIT. Imagine you're a researcher at an R1 university and you got a $1 million grant to study the effects of diet on disease. And now you're trying to collect diet data for hundreds or even thousands of study participants, but there's no easy way to get it. So you're left taking paper diet records from your participants and manually entering it yourself into old, clunky software. It's time-consuming, expensive, and extremely frustrating. And it's frustrating for your study participants too. So you're gonna have low compliance and have to keep reminding them to enter their diet data. They're using paper and pencil or Excel because the diet tracking apps out there don't have validated food databases. But let's say you were using a diet tracking app. How many of you have used MyFitnessPal or another app like that before? Then you know it's a bit of a pain in the butt even using these diet tracking apps. They're search-based. You can't do what I have in the screenshot here and enter your whole meal in one shot. You have to search for one food item at a time, scroll through a list of options, and then enter the portion size. With MealMate, you could say, I ate 2 eggs and 1 sausage burrito, and we would take care of the rest. We are exclusively licensing the IP from MIT, which I developed for that natural language input for diet. We are the only solution that would give a free mobile app to researchers for their study participants that has a validated food database and the natural language input. We know that B2C is a very crowded market space with MyFitnessPal, Noom, et cetera. So we're going to flip it and go to academic researchers first, where we have that competitive advantage with the insider's point of view into their pain points. And we already have traction with 3 signed letters of intent. We have a subscription revenue model. MealMate costs $5,000 a year, plus tiered per user per month fees. You can see in the table that we are less expensive than the alternative for the researchers. We're looking to raise $2 million in funding for the next 2.5 years to hire developers and a sales and marketing team. The total US nutrition apps market size is estimated for 2031 to be $2.3 billion. We're targeting adult users and a 4% share for 72 million. Oh, it's oldest slides. Whoops. I am the CEO. I am also a professor of computer science at Loyola Marymount University. Hadi Javid he built our AI chatbot, and he also had a successful exit of his own AI health startup. Eric is also an LMU MBA, and he's our business guy. And Sue and I have been collaborating for the past 11 years. She has decades of expertise in nutrition and is a dean at Dartmouth. Thank you.
What data set are you training off of for your LLM?
So we collected during grad school around 100,000 different natural language meal logs on Amazon Mechanical Turk. So they would select 3+ different foods from the USDA food database and then write a sentence describing their meal. So we had the link between the USDA matching food and their natural language meal description.
And why not use computer vision for for portion sizing?
So that is future work. I haven't gotten there yet. I have one paper so far where we did, I think it's maybe my old slide deck, but next phase was to do computer vision. There are apps that allow you to take a photo of your meal, and then it gives you the nutrition facts, and then there are the natural language or search-based apps. We think there's the power of combining both modalities. We can take a photo. It's not possible, I don't think, ever to know exactly from the photo what the details are. Glass of 2% milk, what percent milk fat is it? You need the natural language to have a conversation, ask follow-up questions. So with funding, we could do phase 2, but currently we've got the natural language.
Yeah, that annotated data would be really valuable.
What's to stop one of your competitors or even MyFitnessPal from using ChatGPT or some other interface?
Currently, the patent that we have for those 2 claims of the natural language, first the slot filling of here are the foods and the quantities, and then the mapping using our trained embeddings to go from those natural language descriptions to the food database.
Right, but they could still incorporate that type of interface for their customers, right?
They could, although I feel like it's going to be hard for them. They have that search-based interface, and we have a completely new interface with the chatbot as the front and center, and the interaction is completely different. If we have that future work of the combined modalities with computer vision and natural language, that would be even more of a moat, although we're not there yet.
You mentioned you're starting off with kind of universities and whatnot, and the consumers are at kind of phase 2.
Yeah.
I know it's still a bit further out type of thing, but how do you think about kind of go to the market kind of in that phase 2 kind of aspect? Because at some point you're going to have to make that leap.
Yes. So I would love to hire more of the sales and marketing team. That's the part I think that we're weakest in. But my plan is the influencers. So I would be looking at on Instagram, TikTok, trending food and nutrition videos, go to those influencers as partners. See, they're probably going to be advertising a lot of food content. Maybe they want to advertise that in our app. See if they can market it for us and through those partnerships.
I'm trying to figure out the motivation for people to use the app. Why will they use it?
Why are people using diet tracking in general? The research shows that just the act of logging your diet leads to being more aware of the nutrients that you're consuming and eating more healthily. The problem is that people stop using the diet tracking apps after just a day or 3 days because it's so tedious. So the idea is get people to be using these apps for longer by making it as simple as possible to do so.
I'm wondering if you can go to market with concepts like reducing weight or improving health or sugar less content or something like that, rather than just the app.
You're saying which specific market
Yeah,
segment?
just so some people have a motivation for actually doing this kind of.
Yes,
this
I would
kind
say
of
for the
stuff.
most part, it is weight loss. People are counting calories to avoid overweight and obesity. But there are many other reasons. For myself, I want to know that I'm getting all the nutrients I need because I have to remove gluten. A lot of our bread and gluten products have a lot of added vitamins in them. People might be vegan, vegetarian, need to make sure they're getting enough protein. Diabetes, you might need to focus on the carbohydrates. So there are a lot of use cases, but I think it is mostly overweight and obesity.
Given that the researchers are the ones kind of sponsoring this application, what does the platform look like on their end? What kind of data are they receiving and how can they use it?
Yeah, so that's also not fully built out yet. So we need some funding to add the customer dashboard. What they have in their older software is kind of like pie charts, graphics, talking about the breakdown of different nutrients per study participant. So we would do something like that, but in a web dashboard. They don't have to enter any data. They just see everything from their specific study participants.
Given that your eventual market is the consumer market, and I don't know if is there a barrier to that research market from a price point perspective, or are they readily accepting it's perfectly fine? I'm just thinking through, like, I agree with Les, which is like I think the annotated kind of data set is probably the most valuable piece of this. And I would, in theory, almost give it for them for free, just for them to like annotate the living crap out of it. And so if it's a barrier for like $23,000, whatever it is, I might as well just let them have it and let them run with it and get like a couple million data points or more, and then flip it around and have the most accurate, the best user engagement, because everything's automated, both from a vision perspective as well as a logging perspective.
Yes, we were definitely thinking after the phase of MVP development, free pilot study for 1 year with at least those 3 customers and as many as we can get, testing it on their study participants, collecting data, and then iterating so that we're ready to go to B2C right after.
All right, if there aren't any other questions, thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you.